Hey, everybody, welcome to the Not Move podcast. It's me here, the doll faced gremlin, with my boy Tinez. We are here to talk about the NBA this week. Tinez, my man, how are you doing? It's been a minute.
Doing great, Grim. Just just going over ball, bro. Just looking at all the games. Been to a couple of them, watched a couple of them. Just excited right now, dude. Very excited.
Yeah, this is beginning of the year. We're almost a quarter of the way through the NBA, especially yesterday. We had some exciting games between the Nuggets and Rockets, the Timberwolves and the Suns, and you were at the Cavaliers Pacers game, weren't you?
Yes, I was. It actually was very nice. The total score was 120 to 109. Honestly, I think both teams did actually very good with the ball, especially the Cavaliers. I mean, throughout the board, our entire starting lineup literally had about 20 plus at least. I don't think a single player had that starting lineup even had, let me see here. I think each player had about at least three rebounds besides DeAndre Hunter. Well, actually, no, Darius Garland, who had two. Excuse me. Everybody else had plus five. Assist wise, though, everybody had at least four besides DeAndre Hunter. So everybody was moving the ball. Everybody was doing their thing. Um, though surprisingly, someone on the bench that really much excited me was actually Larry Nance. Even though he didn't really have a lot of points, I do like how the fact that he was really good defensively. I mean, the guy was a defensive monster, having at least one steal, two blocks, one offensive rebound, one defensive rebound. So he was moving the ball, doing his thing, had one assist. So even in the 20 minutes he played, I think everybody actually did their job. But I'm not going to count out the Pacers as well because they played hell of a good night. They did. They went 42% throughout the field, 30% from three. So they did their part. I just feel like when it came to scoring, we were just more consistent. I mean, we went almost 50% through the field and 30%, 37% through 3 point, which as a team is very impressive. I mean, going almost 50% as an entire collective is, at least to most standards, very good. So honestly, I'm excited.
Yeah, I got to see some of that game last night. My focus was mainly on the Suns, Timberwolves, and the Nuggets, Rockets. But I got to see some of that game, and when the Cavaliers, like you're saying, as a team, are shooting 48% and then 37 from three as a team, that's a recipe for disaster for anybody else. The only thing that I notice here is there's still trouble on the free throw line for the Cavs. Only 77%. But I mean, when you're looking at numbers of 21 for 27, that means they're still getting to the line, which is a very, very good thing. I'm glad you brought up Larry Nance. I thought I like Larry Nance as a defensive piece, especially coming off the bench. He does change the game. He's more of a power forward than a center. He's got more of a power forward size to him, but he plays down low on the block and he will try and match up with some big guys. So I'm glad you brought him up because I do like seeing Larry Nance out there with the Cavaliers coming off the bench.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, honestly, even though we were inconsistent in some things, I don't think it was a very much terrible game, like I mentioned. I mean, when you got guys as a whole that are shooting a field goal percentage average of at least 10, 15, plus on top of that, some of these guys are making, for example, Darius Garland 5 for 12, Donovan Mitchell 11 for 22. It's kind of more in that positive output where, yeah, I mean, we can struggle in the free throw line and maybe shoot like 70% to where some teams are maybe shooting plus 80, but at the same time and token, I'm fine with my team having a 48% field goal because at that point it shows me that we're still doing consistent, we're still chipping away. It's only the beginning of the season, fellas. you know
Yeah, and I mean, right now, as we know with the Cavaliers, they have a team that can just keep rolling through the regular season as long as everybody stays healthy. Knock on wood. I like DeAndre Hunter stepping up this year. Lonzo Ball coming off the bench, even last night with him not scoring any points, he still had 7 rebounds and 5 assists. He's still being a productive player off the bench, and he has just emerged finally after being injured for so long in Chicago to be able to play 20 to 25 minutes a game is all you need from him. He's shown up.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like a lot of these players, especially in more the role piece of side, guys like DeAndre Hunter, I feel like he stepped up probably the most out of the entire team. And the reason why I kind of say that right now is because even in the beginning of the season, even before like our season was ending, we had a lot of players moving around, going in and out, a lot of some injuries. It was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like the first couple of games and the way things were looking, it was pretty tough because I kind of felt like everything was at a plateau because we went to the like we were literally like second round exits the same way as last year. So it's like when you look at things like that, it kind of seemed like there was no improvement. So I do like how we have a lot of these role players stepping up right now. Even guys like Lonzo Ball, which actually surprises me because a lot of people actually don't really like talking about Lonzo because he's, his older brother kind of outshines the light. But at the same time, token, I mean, the guy played very well for a role player. I mean, he had 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block. And this is the kind of guy that's doing things in just 20, 25 minutes. Who's their eighth, maybe 7th man in the bench. So it's like, hey, if y'all want to play like this every day and just have it like life, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and right now, we're going to take a look at the standings in the East real quick, since you were able to see how the Pacers didn't match up quite as well against this top Cavaliers team. Cavaliers are, third in all of the Eastern Conference right now, sitting at 11-6. They just had that loss. I think it was the night before, 2 nights before, against the Rockets, but the Rockets are they're no slouch. They're tough competition, but sitting alone at the top in the East on an 11-game win streak is the Detroit Pistons. I'm really impressed with Detroit so far this year. I really like the roster too. It seems like they carried over. If you notice how they finished so strong last year at the end of the season, they carried over. Have started really taking strides. Cade Cunningham, especially, he has been balling out right now. What do you like or dislike about Detroit so far? Number one team in the East.
I mean, what I like about them is definitely the way they've been moving the ball. I do like how disciplined Cade has definitely been this year compared to last year. There's also a lot of more role players on that team that I feel like can definitely step up and make an impact. For example, Karis LeVert. I mean, I already know him from just being a Cavalier. He was always a great role player. So him being on that bench, being that 6th, maybe 7th man in that roster, being able to come off a good disciplined team like that, honestly speaks a lot of volume for them. And I'm actually glad that Tobias Harris is willing to actually buy in along with these guys, even though he is out. But I feel like later on in the year, once they actually get those key pieces in their starting lineup back healthy, I feel like it's going to look much stronger.
Yeah, I think the what really Detroit reminds me of right now is kind of like Houston last year, where they have all this young, raw talent that are meshing together and coming together to be a better team. I mean, you know, yeah, like you said, Tobias Harris, he's suffered injury so far, but he's been a good veteran presence by all reports. That's what you need from Tobias Harris. And Duncan Robinson has had a little bit of a resurgence with this team where, he fell short the last couple years, but he's been looking a lot better. Of course, Jalen Duran, can't say enough good things about him. So they do have a good roster, and we'll see what happens come the trade deadline. But this roster is still going to be able to compete and stay atop the East, I think, at least for the time being. And the next one, I can't believe we're saying this. It seems like we're back in the early 2000s, but it's the Toronto Raptors at 11-5. Toronto has a nice young team that's finally started to pick up the pace. Scotty Barnes is looking a lot better this year, though his stats may not be reflective of that. Scotty Barnes has been playing very well, and he has been a great defensive menace. And then I'm also really liking what I'm seeing out of Brandon Ingram shooting wise. We all knew he can shoot the ball, but he's looking to be more of a distributor this year as well. He's getting 4 assists coming through the games, and he's also been available. That's one of the biggest things I've seen from this team is they've got guys who are actually available to play. What do you think about the Raptors?
I mean, honestly, I think they're doing very well, and they've definitely improved their roster compared to last year. Not even just when it comes to main starting roles, but actually just more so depth. I mean, Look at their point guard, Emmanuel Quickly. The guy's what's his height, like 6'1", 6'2"? He's got almost 5 rebounds per game, and he's got 6 assists. Like, I'm gonna live with that any day if my starting point guard is doing that. I mean, yeah, despite my center being out, but I got guys throughout the court that are averaging over 5 rebounds. That's insane. So, I mean, if you can inbound and get the board like that and put up shots like that, even if it's closer to the court, hey, I'm down with it, honestly, because at that point, you're just facilitating the ball just as better, and it's small ball. So I can't even argue it.
Yeah, I'm with you. It is they're succeeding with small ball. Even with Hurdle when he is in. I mean, he's the biggest one in the lineup, but they're still stretching him as if they're playing a small ball lineup. So you bring up a good point. Look at all these guys who are just 5 rebounds for Brandon Ingram, 7 for Scotty Barnes. Like you said, Emmanuel Quickly's got 4.1. All these guys are going down and grabbing in the paint. So yeah, they're set up. They still have a lot of young players on this team. So it'll be interesting to see how they proceed throughout the season. Of course, we talked about your Cavaliers coming in third in the conference at 11-6 right now. And like we said, Cavaliers, as of right now, we can call them a great regular season team. We'll see, obviously, when it gets to that important time of the year after Christmas, when everything is more important and games really start mattering, what they do. But I like your team so far. I like your team a lot. I think it's basically the same team as last year with a couple improvements. DeAndre Hunter, Lonzo Ball. You've they've done a good job of putting in these guys who are going to come off the bench and even start and really take it to them. I really like what the Cavaliers are offering this year.
I do too, honestly, especially on the defensive side. I feel like we definitely improved a lot, especially coming into this year, and more the defensive side than the offensive side. So it's really good to see that once again.
Yeah, but now we got to talk about our King of New York Bandos team, the New York Knicks, coming in at 4th with a 9-5 record. New York Knicks are suffering right now. They got a big injury, of course, to Brunson. He should be okay to come back and be as effective as ever. But right now, without him in the lineup, you're starting to see some of their faults. You can't always rely on Carl Anthony Towns.
Sure. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Brunson just got active. It got announced 3 hours ago.
So there you go. But I'm glad you mentioned that, because then that means he should be showing up for the games
of
tonight.
Yep.
Well, tomorrow, actually, unless he's playing right now in this game against Magic.
He'll be available for the Magic game. Correct, sir. Today. It's Saturday.
Yep. He has 27 points right now in this game against the Magic. So when they are down by 5 points at this time in the fourth quarter, Orlando's leading 107-102. So Brunson back in the lineup. I don't know. A weird Orlando team, which doesn't seem like they want to win. We can talk about them some other time, but the Knicks are a little bit. They should get back in their winning ways if Brunson's in. What do you think about the Knicks here?
Honestly, I think this team is pretty interesting, even though I feel like they're coming in a slight slope because, I mean, you just lost Brunson. You have an Obi who's still out. So there was some key pieces on the way, but I feel like a guy who really is stepping up right now and who could be a very great asset is Cat. I mean, you look at the performance he's had previously. The guy is averaging right now, I mean, he's playing power forward, averaging like 30 plus points, 12 rebounds, and almost 4 assists. The guy's becoming, at this point, an absolute monster, to me at least, especially in the offensive side, because if I can get a guy like that who is shooting 3 ball from 25, 30%, making field goals an average of 40 to 45%, that's showing me that you can actually move the ball around and adapt to different players on the court.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with Cat. His defense is still atrocious. He's getting rebounds, but you're going to get rebounds when you're 6'11" and 7 foot. And the last 5 games, he's been very inconsistent. 18 points, 22, 39, 15, 21. Yeah, he's getting points, but he's been very inconsistent. But that could be the Brunson factor. with Brunson being out, that really does take a hit on the team. And then, of course, I believe OG Ananobi, I think, just got injured as well. Isn't that
Yeah,
correct?
he did. Yep, he is also out as well.
So OG, he's another guy who injury prone. He was injury prone back in Toronto, and when he's on the court and he's healthy, he's a defensive menace and he can get you some good points. But yeah, he's got to be healthy. He's got to be healthy.
Of course.
And then Landry Shamet though and Yabusele have been a good presence for the Knicks coming off the bench. Especially Yabusele. Yabusele's coming in. He's not averaging a lot of points or a lot of court time, but when he is, he's making an impact. He's still he's still getting out there and getting blocks, getting out there, getting rebounds. But that I don't know. The Knicks are on a rocky road right now. They're only they've lost the last few games. So we'll see what they can do to get back to being healthy and what happens.
No, I agree. It's definitely going to be a slight slope for them at the end of the day, though. I feel like, considering the fact of all this is going on right now. But who knows? Who knows at the end?
And then the last team is the Miami Heat. They are 10-6. They're fifth right now. The Miami Heat have been impressive. I like their roster. I like that Jaime Jaquez is playing like he did his rookie year. A little bit better. Davion Mitchell, I like watching him play defense. Andrew Wiggins has done a good job of showing up when he needs to. Norman Powell has just been lights out since being down in Miami. What do you think about Miami this year?
Honestly, I think they're doing good. I honestly think that when it comes to their depth, they have a very, very good amount of depth, despite a lot of the injuries. I mean, right now they're going through a very rough start, though. I'm not even going to lie to you. I mean, they already have Tyler Hero, who's been out since the beginning of the year. They have Andrew Wiggins out. They have Nikola out. Juvic, let's keep that in mind. And also Norman Powell is still doubtful. So, I mean, yeah, they're doing good. I feel like they're doing their thing. But I feel like this may change to an actual recessive, considering to the fact that they're actually losing their key players. Even though I feel like they're playing well right now and they do have that good amount of depth to actually keep things coincide. But I feel like that can only do so much when you start going up to teams that are kind of in the middle of this pack here in the East.
Yeah, I think right now one good thing is Bam Adebayo finally came back. So last night he in that beating of the Bulls, 143 to 107. They really put a whooping on the Bulls. He he looked fresh. He does look ready to go, and I think it's good that they're using him in more of a power forward instead of straight center position since Khalil Ware is in there. And plus, with Jaime Jaquez coming off the bench right now, you're interjecting a lot of youth into the
Yo,
Heat. And here's our man right now, Bando, fashionably late as always. Bando, we just ran through the Eastern Conference top five. We're finishing off with the Heat at number five. Do you got any thoughts on our boys down in Miami?
they playing good ball. They're playing good ball. Without Tyler Hero and the way how Highcast is playing, putting up production, Miami looks like a great team. They could make probably do a little something in the playoffs. Still early in the season to say.
And now we're going to turn our focus on the Western Conference. We know who's number one. Everybody knows it's the Thunder. They're 16-1. Uh, Thunder aren't going to be dethroned at the top of this conference anytime soon. We all know the depth. Um, Tinez, what do you think about the Thunder, man?
I mean, I think you already said the same. I was actually going to say, honestly. I mean, nothing has changed. That's the weirdest part about nothing's changed. It's all the same players, man. I mean, what more could I say?
They're just missing. They're just missing J-Dub.
Yeah,
They're
and,
just
and
missing
even with
J-Dub.
J-Dub out, they have who's that stepping up?
AJ Mitchell.
Yeah, well, besides him, I think it was Oh man, I wish I knew his name off the top of my head. They had that one guard stepping up. I think it was
Houston?
Youngblood. Or no, I can't. I'm gonna go find out. They have another young guy stepping up, filling in these roles. That it's amazing how they're still winning consistently.
But me personally, I feel like the best team in the West is the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, they're number two right now in the Western Conference. Denver is 12 and
That's my
3.
opinion.
Yeah, Denver's 12 and 3, and they played a good game against the Rockets yesterday, especially, of course, Nikola Jokic with
Yep.
another trip with another double double in his bag, 34 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Uh Aaron Gordon,
On efficient shooting.
yeah, but Aaron Gordon exited. We have yet to see an update on him. If anybody has anything, Martinez, if you've got anything on Aaron Gordon, let us know. But uh, didn't look good for him yesterday. Uh,
Yep.
Bando, what do you think? What do you think it's going to take for the Nuggets to topple this Oklahoma City Thunder team? Because everybody's thinking it's going to be those two that meet up at some point.
If I'm being honest, play defense. Play defense.
I agree.
You gotta stop Shea. You gotta stop Chet. You gotta stop Lou Dort. You gotta stop all those guys because all those guys are producing for that team. That whole starting five and the bench on top of that.
I like how you say that too, because I mean we all know this. Have Nikolai, as good as he is,
Jokic is a. How
he's
do I
all.
say this? How do I say this? He's
But
a decent defender,
right,
above average. He's average
Yeah,
defender. He's average defender. He's not
but if
that
he
great
steps up,
of a defender.
bro.
He's just average.
But if he steps up, especially the way he's been stepping up on
I mean,
offense,
bro,
bro.
he took them to 7 games last year by himself.
Yeah, man, I don't know. This team
By
might,
himself.
yeah, this team might be pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie. That's
I,
another.
I mean, you're looking at a guy in Jokic who is leading the league in assists and total rebounds right now with 13 and 11, while scoring 29 points on top of that. People want to keep, that's my biggest gripe right now is everybody want to keep pointing to Shea as this overwhelming favorite for the MVP. You know, Jokic.
I don't think he's gonna get it this year.
Yeah, Jokic is really doing something right now. It's going to be in one of the top seasons for his position in his career ever if he keeps on going down this path.
I agree. I most definitely agree. I feel like Jokic is gonna get an MVP this year, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier, way too.
And the crazy part is about Joker, he doesn't have to shoot a crazy amount of shots, and he still goes over 20, bro, on an efficient shooting. That's insane.
Yeah, it really is. But the next team we're going to talk about here, Tinez, you're going to lead us off with this one. The Lakers. Lakers are sitting there primed at 11 and 4 in the third position in all of the conference. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about what you think the Lakers are going to be doing moving on here?
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, Dole. This one to me in the West is probably one of the most interesting ones because see, here's the thing, and it's not even the fact that LeBron James is back. It has nothing to even do with that. It's the fact that I'm seeing Luka Doncic without LeBron James almost averaging a triple-double throughout the first, 5-6 games of the regular season right now.
Yes.
This guy is absolutely – I don't think I have ever seen, let alone a statistical guard, do something like this. Curry hasn't done this. I haven't seen guys like – Kobe Bryant, none, zero, none. So honestly, I don't know. With LeBron, will he do better or will he do worse? Right now, I feel like that team has a very good chance of making in the conference finals. I feel like it's one of those teams where offensively, if they keep the sound when it comes to the scoring, especially with guys like Luka, LeBron, even role players like Austin Reeves.
Austin Reeves a role player?
I mean, when you have a team like that, but Bando, and you have guys averaging 47, 30 points.
I know, but Austin Reeves isn't playing like a role player, though.
He's not playing like a role player, but compared to those other two, I'm going to say he's a role player.
Me personally, I'll say he's a second option
No,
for
I
the
get
Lakers.
what you're saying, but you can see
He's
where
a
I'm
second
saying
option.
is a joking fence.
Yeah, but Elson Reed's a second option for that team.
No, for sure. Right now, yeah, since LeBron's been gone, I definitely agree with you. But now LeBron being back, it's like
Oh yeah, but per how I feel about the Lakers is their defense is horrible. Their defense
no,
is
for
horrible.
sure.
It's
But
horrible. That game against OKC,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, that defense is iffy. That's something they got to work on.
I get what you're saying, but my thing is too, if they do keep the offensive consistency enough, do you not think that offensively that might be a better team than the Thunder? I get what you mean defensively, but if we're talking offensively here, that might fundamentally be one team that might rise to the occasion.
I mean, yeah.
I say might. It's
I,
I
I,
still
mean,
I'm
I
going to
mean, yeah.
respectfully
I mean,
disagree on that with the Thunder right now, just because
yeah.
Chet this year has leaped into a different category.
okay.
He's a presence under the rim.
I get what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, Chet's starting to be in that category of where it's J Dub, Shea, Chet, and that's if I'm putting those three up against Luca, Austin, and LeBron. No,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
taking I'm taking those top three
yeah.
of
I'm
the
taking
Thunder.
the
That's
Thunder.
that's me personally right now, based off of what I've seen from last year and this year. But LeBron, made his presence known. Welcome back. 11 points, um,
Then he had
12
like 10
assists.
rebounds, 12 assists, and 10 rebounds.
Yeah, 10 assists, but he only had 3 rebounds in that game,
Oh,
but still making his presence known in 30 minutes played. Um, Bando, what do you think LeBron is going to inject into this team, the Lakers, now that he is officially back on the roster and full time?
I feel like I don't know. This is how LeBron thinks. LeBron thinks he's still the man on the Lakers. He's not. You're 40 years old now, right? He's 40 now. You're 40. You're not in your prime anymore. You gotta let these young guys like Luca, Austin Reeves, all these other guys. You gotta let them eat.
Yeah,
Cause
I
LeBron's
agree.
not doing it. His first game back, 11 points. Yeah, 10 assists, 3 rebounds. That don't sound like LeBron to me.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard to see how, like, because LeBron even said himself, and I think as real basketball fans and aficionados, we realize he can be plugged into pretty much any team and do well offensively, right? It's LeBron James. He's athletic still, even at 41 years old. He still can give you 15 good minutes of where he's going to be able to press the ball up the court, and he's going to be able to possibly take over for 15 minutes. He's not LeBron from what we know, where he's taken over for 30 minutes minimum. So, and especially the next team, he's going to have trouble with athletic teams, even though Victor Wembanyama is out for a little bit of time. The
He's
Spurs
out
are
for a month,
fourth.
right?
Yeah, with that calf strain, I believe. Spurs are 11-4 right now. Um, and what's a shame is we can't seem to get De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama to play together. It's just such a shame. I want to see these two really
I
develop
know. I
something with
know.
each other.
I feel the same exact way because it's either De'Aaron is out and Wemby's playing, or is Wemby out and De'Aaron's playing.
I don't think that's the only thing though, because here's the thing with that, and I'll kind of chime in because I watched the last time I kind of watched the Spurs was a Golden State and San Antonio game, which is probably one of the
We're
biggest
getting our
highlight
ass
games.
handed to us to Orlando. Holy fuck.
And don't get me wrong, I loved how Victor Wembanyama played during that setting. He played phenomenally. However, the way De'Aaron Fox absolutely became selfish as hell, decide instead of actually passing it to a wide open Victor Wembanyama, who is in the paint, and you have a decent amount of seconds to pass this ball, but you want to go up into double contest and try to get the layup or a simple shot. Why don't we trust our big man? What are we doing?
Yeah, I can't disagree with you in that. And to me, maybe that's some bad habits that were formed in the Kings
Yep.
room that he's working out. Um, because the Kings in his entire time there, they only made the playoffs that one year, light the beam. It was nice to see, but they got boosted out right in the first round, like everybody thought they would. Um, in the 7 games that De'Aaron's played, he's averaging 33 minutes, but he is getting you 23 points a game and 6 assists. Um, but like you said, there's some mental mistakes that he's making that is not going to be beneficial for the team long term. Um, but Bando, what do you think about the Spurs? Because I think if they have these guys healthy all at once, this is a
They if
4 or 5 seed in the conference for the
yeah,
playoffs.
yeah, I agree. They just need to stay healthy. Wemby out for a month. That's gonna take a hit. That's gonna take a hit for the Spurs. So I don't know what they're gonna do for this month without Wemby, but De'Aaron's gonna have to step it up. He's gonna have to step up and be that guy for them while Wemby's hurt.
Yeah, no doubt. And the last team, number 5, we're only covering the top 5 right now, is the Rockets, who are 10-4, coming off a loss last night against the number 2 team, the Nuggets. They lost 112 to 109. But the Rockets, they have a nice team. They have a nice thing going. They're young with that veteran shooting from Kevin Durant. He's showing that his age is catching up with him a little bit so far this year, but he's come through when he's needed to. Last night, not so good of an example, only 13 points. But still, Tina's the Rockets. They're young, they're hungry, they're trying to prove something with KD. What do you like or dislike about the Rockets so far?
I think he's doing something.
We'll switch over to you then, Bando. What do you like or dislike about the Rockets so far?
I like how they're playing. Sengun being that playmaker out there, spacing the floor, creating plays, crashing for the boards, and the way how their defense is with Thompson and all these other guys. They're playing. They're a young team. They're a young team. The crazy part is like some of the players haven't hit their prime yet. Like Thompson hasn't hit his prime yet.
Not
He
even
has not
close.
hit his prime yet.
Not even, neither is Shengun.
Shangun hasn't hit his prime yet. Look how he's playing. He's
Yeah.
playing like he's playing like he's in his prime and he's not.
Yeah. I mean,
So
look at Jabari Smith as
the
well.
Rockets they have a very bright future ahead of them. A very bright future. I could see them getting a championship.
I want to think that they can get there. This is a long season. We're only almost a
Yeah.
quarter of the way through it. Yeah, and with how young this team is, that this takes a lot of stress with these other guys off of Kevin Durant. Yeah,
Hmm.
he'll have to be the guy that scores in clutch time. When the chips are down and they need a bucket, he's going to have to be that guy. But Şengün can easily carry the team. Amen Thompson, Jabari Smith, Reed Shepard, the
Reed
young guy
Shepard's
coming
balling
in.
out. Had
Tari
27.
Eason, he's shooting 50% from 3 in 11 games right now. I think he's hurt at the moment. We'll have to see if he's back or not. Steven Adams, even, he's a reliable center who's always going to
Hmm.
get you the boards. Offensive, he's leading the team or the league in offensive rebounds right now with 5 a game. So this team is no joke.
He's ahead of Mitchell, right? Mitchell Robinson.
For offensive rebounds, I'm not sure about total rebounds, but offensive rebounds right now, yes, he is. Because this team is really the so far they're coming off a little bit of trouble facing teams like the Nuggets, who are
Yeah.
clearly contenders. They're a contending
Yes.
team.
One of the favorites.
Yeah, so and to be that close in the game yesterday, 112 to 109, a 3-point shot away to tie it up and force overtime. That that spells good things, Ime Udoka, he knows how to motivate this team, and I bet he loves having that's the situation of now with Kevin Durant being on the floor. So Rockets are a super interesting team to me. It could go either way, in my opinion, depending on their health.
Oh yeah.
And then Tina, as we were just talking about the Rockets waiting for you to return, what's your thoughts on the Rockets right now?
Honestly, I feel like right now that team is going to be that is a really, really young team. I feel like if they keep it up, I feel like they can actually go pretty far. The only thing I feel like they'll have to do better with is obviously getting Kevin Durant more fundamentally sound around those players. But other than that, I feel like right now, if they can actually get the ball moving very much more cohesive, I feel like that's one team that could definitely be a threat later on.
Yeah, I think Bando and I agree with you. Bando,
Yeah.
especially, saying that he believes they could definitely be one of the top three teams in the Western Conference come playoff time. And if they're healthy and still playing like they are, I don't see why not.
I agree.
So tonight's games, we already had one finish off today with the Clippers and Hornets. The Clippers throttled the Hornets 131 to 116. I swear the only good thing about the Hornets these days is Con Canoopel. It's fun to watch him play. And Brandon Miller, I'm still a Brandon Miller fan. I really think Brandon Miller can still develop into a serviceable shooting guard. And I think that whole team is handicapped by bad decisions in LaMelo Ball. But they
Mm-hmm.
got throttled by the Clippers with Tinez talking about it earlier. James Harden, 55 points.
Wait. Huh? Repeat that. Repeat that
James
again.
James Harden, 55 points and plus 22 on the game, which
That's
yeah,
shocking.
yes, you normally
That's
we're seeing these
very
points with like a
shocking.
minus 18 or a minus 10
The
and not
last the
not very
last
efficient
time
shooting.
the last time he got the James Harden was Houston.
Yeah, I'm not quite sold on this Clippers team. They're a weird team. I mean,
And
that's why they're
and
5 and
with
11.
Chris Paul announcing this is his last season.
Yeah, which I nothing against Chris Paul. He's provided us many years of great
Yes.
point guard service, right,
Yes.
guys? We all love Chris
Yes. We
Paul in his
love Chris
prime.
Paul. One of the well, I'll say probably one of the greatest point guards to never win a championship.
Yeah, I really wish him well in his after career, but I wish he was already in his after career. It's been painful to watch him the last 5 years. It really has.
Yeah.
It's not fun to watch a guy who is at this tier, trying to go to these other teams that are just well below and not able to utilize him. And he's been hurt a lot. But um, also they got Zubats. I like the Clippers for Zubats. He's still a good center. He's really reliable for them. I just think that team doesn't make sense.
Me either. Me either. I don't understand the team. You have Bradley Beal who just had a hip surgery out for the season.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have Kawhi Leonard who got hurt. You got Kawhi Leonard who got hurt, right? You
Yeah.
got James Harden who dropped 55. That's insane. Surprising me, shocked me. You got Zubac, who is a very good big man in the league, who get you, I'll say, 12 points, 14 points, and 10 rebounds or 11 rebounds a game. This
Just a
team is
weird
it's
team.
just a weird team. Like this team is full of unks. It's a team of unks.
It's a team that doesn't make sense. Unlike
Yeah, they
supposedly
just
your
got
team,
they got these guys just from per the name. That's what it
yeah,
looks like. That's what it looks like.
yeah. And right now, we'll move on to this next game that's happening and finishing up 3 minutes, 12 seconds in the fourth quarter. The Knicks down against the
Yeah,
Magic right now,
yeah, yeah.
127, 113. Still a lot of time, though. Um, it's Tinez correctly informed us of Jalen Brunson arriving back on the active roster and being able to play. He has 31 points in this game with 11 assists.
Yeah, and Landry Shamet is out with his shoulder. He injured his shoulder.
Yeah, I see here he only was
That's a
able to play 3 minutes and he was removed.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big loss for us coming off the bench.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie though, I'm kind of really not surprised because, like, hear me out. I get it. Orlando isn't really one of those teams where a lot of people think it's gonna be great, but if we really look at and dissect at that roster, that is one roster that's got a lot of
Yeah, bro. And
they
the
got a lot
Magic,
of potential.
every time the Magic play us, they always give us a run for their money.
Yep.
Every time. Every time.
And I think the Magic right now are going through some growing pains, right? Like they acquired Desmond Bain, this high percentage shooting guard. He's got to fit into the system. Jalen Suggs has to realize maybe he's got to pass him the ball a little bit more. You've got these guys who are now more in a bench role, Anthony Black being one of them. They've got to realize that this is for the better of the team. I think the one who's thriving so far this year is Franz. Franz has
Yep.
been just
Yeah.
lighting it up.
I feel me personally, I feel like Franz is the number one option for the Magic, not Paolo.
No,
Yeah, and Paolo's out tonight. He's not playing, but when they're in, it does seem like Franz is the main scoring option, or at least the most efficient scoring number
he
one
has
option.
definitely been shown as the most efficient. I mean, even last season, you can see, even with him not always being out shined as the brightest, he was
Mhm.
still averaging games
Mhm.
where it was 15, 20 points and was having a marginable, great, outstanding field goal percentage.
And that series they had in the first round against the Celtics, Franz Wagner was trying to get them back in the series, and he was like a one-man show out there, bro.
Yeah, last year Franz Wagner, he had a very up and down season. The first part of the season, it seemed like he was
Then
very
he
he was in
picked
a
it up
bad
after the
way.
All-Star break.
Yep, exactly. Helped get Orlando to where they'd ended up being. So the next game here that's on the slate tonight, we got the Atlanta Hawks against the Pelicans. Right now in the second quarter, the Pelicans are winning 29-25. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care about either of these teams. I only care about the Hawks because they are a potential playoff team. My personal bias sinks in. I have never been, I don't like New Orleans and I never have. Having said that, New Orleans seems to look like the team has a bit of a weight lifted off them since their coach has left. They're still losing, but it
Mhm.
seems like they're playing more fun basketball for them. Um, but Tinez, what do you think about the Hawks right now? Obviously, it's early in the game; they're losing, but no Trey Young tonight. What do you think about the Hawks so far?
Oof. I mean, no Trae Young is just screaming for a lack of playmaking there. But even then, a guy that I'm really hoping to see step up there is going to be Kristaps. I mean, even him just being a
Yeah,
well-rounded, good veteran, big man, willing to grab boards, pass the ball very, very well for a big man. So, I mean, considering they have him, I feel like they'll do their job. I feel like each one of them definitely has enough discipline to get the job done despite the slow.
Bando, what do you think about the Hawks? I do like some of their pieces, but what's the number one thing? The Hawks health.
They need to stay healthy. They need to stay healthy. Honestly, with Trey Young gone, it removes the playmaking. But if I'm being honest with you, Trey Young isn't that great of a playmaker.
I agree. I
That's how I
People don't
feel.
like that
And
opinion, but
yeah,
it's true.
it's true. Like we've seen it in the playoffs. We've seen it in the playoffs. And when he's fighting for a playoff spot in the plane as well. Like he's not that great and every time he tries to make a play, he turns out into a turnover. Every time. And he's
Yep.
very inefficient. He's very inefficient. A shot chuck. He's very inefficient. It's bad.
Yeah, it really is. Quickly here, I just want to talk about we've got two games starting in about 13 minutes. First one's going to be Piston Bucks, Giannisless Bucks. They're 8-8 and they're looking awful. Detroit Pistons up against them. Who do you guys got for the victory in that
I
game
got
tonight? I'm going
Detroit.
Pistons.
I got Detroit.
Pistons.
I got Detroit. I got the Pistons.
I agree. I definitely got the Pistons too,
Though
especially.
even though I hate to say it, oh yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, no, I'm going to see Detroit here, especially after seeing the Bucks versus the 76ers game. That game, I'm going to say this right now, don't count out the Sixers, man. That team against the Bucks, even though they didn't really have Giannis, you had Tyrese Maxey out there.
Tyrese Maxey is carrying that
Edgecombe is still
Celtics team.
playing good
Like, let me
rookie.
pull this. Let me pull this up here real quick and find the box score of that, because
Tyrese Maxey is carrying that team, bro.
no, it's a stellar career high. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Didn't he drop like 50 something?
He dropped 54.
54.
Yeah, he
That's
dropped
not even
54. Not to mention Paul George finally knocked some cobwebs off and got
Yep.
21, which you can't rely on that, unfortunately.
Tyrese
Yeah.
had an 18 for 30 in field goal, 6 for 15 at 3, 12 for 14 in the free throw, 5 rebounds, and 9 assists. 3 steals and 3 blocks.
All
Oh,
the while being a
wow.
For
plus
a
18.
guard.
Being a plus 18 as
Isn't he
well.
like
You know,
6'2"?
very efficient.
Yes, he's like
A
6'1",
small
6'2",
guard getting 3 blocks?
and 3 steals. He went 3 for 3, man.
That's a
Yeah,
difference.
meanwhile, you have this discombobulated group from the Bucks. I mean, Ryan Rollins, 32 points and 14 assists, which is all well and good, but look at the rest of the team. You know, Bobby Portis is still out there rumbling around. Kyle Kuzma, Miles Turner. This team is also, it's just another team that I don't think is very well
Um,
set up to go anywhere in the
I hear
playoffs.
you, Grim, but I'm going
Yeah.
to be honest. I wouldn't count Kuzma out because even with seeing him last game against the 76ers, I'm not going to lie to you. His passing has gotten a lot better. Even if you go and look at the Sixers game, his passing was probably the best around that entire court. I'm going to be honest. He's
If
fundamentally sound a lot better this year.
yeah.
I
But
see Kuzma's one of those for me that he really benefits when the superstar is in the lineup. Like
True.
he really benefits when Giannis is in that lineup because he doesn't make those mental mistakes where he's trying to play Kuzma ball. And
True.
but with he was very efficient in the game against the 76ers. It just didn't turn out their way for sure. Um, there's also another game starting here shortly between the Wizards and Bulls. As much as I like Alex Sarr, I think the Bulls should beat the Wizards tonight. What do you think, Bando?
yeah, I got Chicago. I got the Bulls. The Wizards are a dysfunctional franchise. Ever since Beal left, ever since John Wall, they have not been the same after those players.
Yeah. How about you, Dinez? What are you thinking tonight for the Wizards Bulls?
I'm honestly thinking the same here. I'm going Bulls, especially with the way they've been playing fundamentally sound this year. I feel like the Bulls have definitely been doing their thing, despite the slight recessive. But right now, like Bando said, that Wizards team is just not. It's not good basketball with them. I'm sorry. To me,
No.
it's just not at all.
Nope. We got another game coming up at 8:30 Eastern time here between looks like battle of the basement here in the Western, Grizzlies against the Mavericks. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Mavericks are probably gonna win this game. I don't like the Grizzlies. I don't like the Jaw topic right now, of where he's creating his own uncertainty if he wants to be there or not. So it just seems like the Grizzlies are on a weird slope right now. What do you think, Tinez?
Yes.
Grizzlies, Mavericks.
See, that's honestly like two teams that I feel like have made a lot of bad choices, both coaching wise and also player wise, going into their lineup this year. But at the same time and token, though, I can't really blame John Morant for how he feels, considering how high of a growth he came in going into these first 4 years. And now at the point that they're at this huge recessive, it doesn't really feel like his ball. So I can understand that, right? But then at the same time and token, you have to learn how to be a good leader. You have to learn how to be respectful and fundamentally sound around your players. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, yeah, it's a detriment of leadership, but at the same time and token, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Nah, yeah, I got Dallas winning that game and the Ja situation. Ja does not want to be there. He wants nothing to do with Memphis. Wants nothing to do with them. That's why he's playing horrible. He wants to get traded. That's why he's playing horrible.
Yeah, it's his body language. You
Yeah,
know,
he
I'm no
doesn't
body
care to be there.
language
He doesn't care
doctor,
for the
but
team. He doesn't care for the organization. He doesn't care for nothing.
yeah, when he's on the court constantly, his body language is saying completely different things to what his maybe he is saying to reporters. But you know, we'll see how the season skates. They're 5-11 right now, and it just doesn't look like it's getting any better for the Grizzlies. The last game for tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the Kings against the Nuggets. Obviously, I'm rolling Nuggets. But it'll be interesting to see if Jokic plays, given he's not one of those that doesn't play back to backs. But given the nice game and competition they had against the Rockets yesterday, this would be the perfect game to let him take a seat and let Valanciunas run in there. Bando, what do you think for the Kings Nuggets tonight?
I got the Nuggets. I got the Nuggets. The Kings are a horrible franchise. Horrible. Just horrible. The Light the Beam was fun. It was fun. A 1 year wonder. It was fun. But they're not that team anymore.
Yeah, what do you think, Tinez? I have to agree with Bando about the Kings.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Grim. I might have to buy some nuggets myself because this one's looking pretty darn good for them. Yeah, I'm also going Nuggets all day. I'm sorry, but this Kings team has just never been one of those teams to get over the hump. And I agree. I just feel like it's kind of a lack of office. And I'm sorry.
It's crazy to think that the last time the Kings was relevant was during the Mike Bibby and Chris Webber era.
I think we
Jason.
lost. Yeah, I think we
That was
lost you there,
years ago.
Bando.
That was years ago.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Kings, and their future definitely doesn't look good. But that's what we're gonna cover for you week by week. We're gonna be here next week, same bat time, same bat channel, going through the schedule. If there's any games that you have coming up, you want to see us not move, talk about, hit us up. We're on X, we're on YouTube. There's the like and subscribe link right there. We got promos for you. Tinez, where do we get some of this action at? I hear we got a jersey raffle going on right now.
Oh yeah, we do, man. Of course. Even if you go on the code not moved, you can get even your first purchase on our merch as well. So subscribe to us. We got jersey raffles going in. Tune us in if you got any questions.
And then Bando, how much is the jersey raffle, man? I think I'm hearing
It's
like what, ten
it's
dollars to
ten
get on the
dollars.
wheel.
It's $10. It's $10 for a jersey, and it's approved by the NFL shop. NFL
Yeah,
job.
we had one of our followers and listeners already get rewarded. He had his jersey come in just as he ordered it. So
Yep.
$10 per entry for an official NFL jersey from the shop. Get a few if you can, so that way you can get your name up on that wheel a couple times.
Yep. Yes. 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 And those jerseys are expensive. They're almost $200 for a jersey. So
Yeah.
that's
So
a steal.
what's
That's a
ten
steal right
bucks?
there for $10 for raffle. That's a steal right there. That's a steal.
Yeah.
So go
What's
get that.
ten
Cop that,
bucks?
bro.
Yep, that's for sure. A couple games coming up next week. I think that maybe we'll hopefully be able to talk about when we get to our time slot next Saturday. I'm interested to see how the Cavaliers and Raptors match up on Monday. I'm really excited for that game. I think it's going to be a nice battle of the young bloods. I want to see how the Raptors match up against the Cavs. Are there any games that you guys are interested in making sure to keep an eye open for so we can talk about next week?
I really haven't been looking at the schedule like that. So I don't really know. I know about the Cavs and Raptors game, but me
Tuesday.
personally, I got the Raptors winning.
Honestly, the one I'm looking at Tuesday, Orlando versus Philadelphia in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I'm liking that game too, Tinez. That's definitely a nice feature for a 3 game slate on Tuesday. That's the best one easily. Um, you know, another game I'm looking at. I don't think it's going to be as close as I want it to be, but I cannot wait to see the Rockets and Warriors on Wednesday. Also,
That's gonna be a good game.
That is gonna be a very good game.
That's gonna be a very good game.
yeah, and then of course we're not going to see anything happening on Thanksgiving. So hey, from us not move folks to you and your folks, I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving next Thursday. Hopefully you'll be watching some of the football games with our boys streaming it here on the Not Move platforms. Please stick with us. Bando, Tinez, anything else to say before we hop on out of here for the night?
God bless you all. This is not moved, and we're signing off.
Almost.
See you later, fellas. We'll catch you next week.
This non-casual podcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or reused without the authorized written consent of the Not Move Podcast Network. Thank you, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.